Okay guys, what's up? I am Chris, the TheAireaidLord on YouTube. We are doing a face-to-face, yeah, that's a great way to start. Face-to-face vlog. Usually I point at my Xbox over there, but I feel this is a very special one. It's my Pre-E3 2013 vlog, and it's basically me getting ready for the conference coming up in a day. Just to give you an idea of my schedule now that I know it, I literally have to be at the airport for like, what time, like 6 or something? So I gotta be up here at 4:45, 5 o'clock in the morning. I pretty much have to get up. So it's gonna be a very early start, so I'm gonna have to go to bed very early, get all this stuff packed up. Now I do have some things around here, like little props and stuff that I'll be explaining throughout the course of the video why I'm bringing them. Some of them are just, little business cards, I have my sunglasses right there, there's a copy of my book. I'll explain why I'm bringing them and stuff, so I just wanted to explain briefly how this whole thing came about with me going to E3, what it means, what I hope to see, and then maybe some future plans I have from anything that I see at the convention, or not the convention, the Expo. It's not a convention, it's an Expo. So basically, how did I get this access? Maybe you're wondering. Well, I don't want to go into too much detail, but the gist of it is, last July 2012, I was at a cookout for July 4th, and I met someone there who was explaining, I think they were like the girlfriend of one of the people at the cookout who I knew, I was friends with, so I talked to her, I introduced myself, I had never met her before. So she was telling me her job, and then I was telling her some of the stuff I did, and one of the topics I mentioned was how I did, game playthroughs and stuff on my channel. So then she pretty much explained how she worked for a company that sponsored certain events, like it could be a gaming event, a trade show, like a technology event for new products and gadgets. It really could be anything. And she said all this to me, and then long story short, we basically went along the lines of her explaining how her company actually oversaw the management of the E3 Expo, and I was like, oh shit, like, okay, this is something new that I didn't know. This is actually pretty interesting. So we talked more during that time, and I basically said, here, let me give you my email. If your company can try to help me in any way, shape, or form for next year, because, I didn't get to go in 2012. Two of my friends went, and I kind of wanted to go once I heard that they were going, but obviously, the way Machinima was giving out access wasn't going to work. It was only the partners that had more views and were more popular that were actually going to get access to this event. So I kind of knew that, so I was like, all right, so talk to your company, see what you can do. So after keeping up email contact for a good number of months, I basically got the access. She talked to, her boss and some people through the whole thing, and I remember originally what I got from her, it was this form, it was like a waiver form, about being, I still remember the name, it was called an agency employee, quote unquote, and it was something about, if I was with a company, then I could get their permission to represent them and go out to E3 and have this whole fucking thing and stuff. So I couldn't sign up for that because obviously the company that I was going through was Machinima, and I contacted Machinima, I think in early 2013, and was like, listen, I have this access. Actually, it might have actually been before December 2012, because after December 2012, as you know, Machinima made a whole bunch of layoffs. So it might have been before, because I was in contact with one of like the head overseers of, convention planning and stuff, and I talked to him about it, and he told me, look, you're just a partner. We only send, employees that we work with face-to-face to these kind of conventions to do that kind of agency employee thing. So I was like, all right, then fine, that's not a big deal. So I brought this to her attention, and then she's like, that's not a big deal, we can just get you the access some other way. Don't worry, we can just get you a ticket without you having to be an employee. You can just be an independent. So I was like, oh, okay. So then a couple more, weeks, months went by, and then I got an email saying that I was signed up for E3 2013 and that my access was registered on the website. And I was like, I was like, shit, like, that's fucking amazing. Like, it kind of took me by surprise. I had known about it for a couple months, but I didn't feel right telling my fans just because A, I wanted it to be a surprise, and B, I didn't know the full extent of the access I was getting. I don't know what my access covers, like, because certain people have different levels of access at this expo, I'm assuming. So mine is it says it on there, it was pre-approved industry affiliate, okay? I can't see it, but I'm like trying to squint, like, oh, I can see it, my computer's over there, but yeah, so pre-approved industry affiliate is what my access is. I don't know if that gets me into closed doors stuff. I don't know if that just gets me onto the showroom floor. I don't know if I can be there in person to see the conferences. I don't know. All I know is I have instructions from E3 that told me where to print out my badge and stuff. Like they said, you know, take this ticket, print out your badge, then you have the badge, then you can go in. These are the hours, Tuesday through Thursday. You know, here's this hour to this hour, this hour to this hour. So I was like, all right, that works. And that's the thing. That's how it's working. That's how the whole E3 thing is working, basically, how I got my access and stuff. So, as I said, tomorrow I will be leaving very early for the airport. The flight will head out on Monday, so I'll probably get there late afternoon on Monday. So I'll be in California. Now, it'll be Pacific Coast time, so it'll be 3 hours back from what I'm used to. So I'll have to get adjusted to that. I actually took a trip to California. I mentioned this in late April. It was actually for a club that I was a part of, a marketing club. And we went to Anaheim, California, which wasn't that far from Los Angeles, but it was still pretty fun. So basically, so yeah, I'm getting up early Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now here's my strategy. I've kind of thought this through my head as to what I want to see. And I'm thinking, I mean, it depends, because here's the thing. On Monday, they're going to start the conferences. I believe either Microsoft or I don't know who's going first. Nintendo, who fucking cares about Nintendo? Nintendo doesn't have a conference, is going to have a couple of games on the showroom floor, and is having closed doors meetings with the retailers. So, like, there's no game from Nintendo I'm interested in. I don't own a Wii U. I never will be owning a Wii U. I've given up hope in Nintendo completely. I will never buy another system from them again unless they make some radical changes to their business model. But anyway, in terms of Microsoft and Sony, I don't know who's going first with the press conferences. If I'm remembering correctly, last year Microsoft went first, and then it was Sony, like maybe the day after. I don't know if Sony would want to change that. I don't know if it's going to matter who goes first, because the opinion at the moment is kind of unanimous that the Xbox One is a fucking piece of shit that's going to fist you up the asshole for your money, and the PlayStation 4 actually seems lenient and is actually going for the games that people wanted all along. It's almost like a role reversal, it really is, because in 2006, the PlayStation 3 was all about the cell processor and the Blu-ray and all the shit that it could do. And it didn't focus on the games, and it didn't sell well because of that. I believe the PlayStation 2 sold more than the PS3 did in its first year, and that's pretty insulting. That your predecessor is selling better than the console you're trying to heavily promote. And it was funny because everyone saw it in the PlayStation 4 conference in February. Sony pretty much apologized and said, "Look, we fucked up, and here's our opportunity to redeem ourselves." Xbox, leading the gaming market at this point with their 360. They're so fucking pompous that they're like, we can have this one device, that's the entertainment system of your entire living room, doesn't focus on games, has to sign in every 24 hours, doesn't let you trade in rental games, and always has to have the Kinect on. Oh, don't get me started. They released more info a couple of days ago, like more specifics for the console on this whole always online thing and the used games, rentals. So, I'm not going to get into it, but it's not looking too good. Microsoft's really looking bad. However, they were trying to redeem themselves, saying, "Oh, we'll show only games at our conference at E3, so do not worry, we will have all of these exclusives, and you will want to buy our system because of that." The fact that the system, like, requires just... I can just see Microsoft just screwing me. I honestly can. Microsoft has screwed me before. I've gone through at least 5 Xbox 360s. Despite the fact that the Xbox 360 is worth it, like, you know, online-wise, I've still gone through like a bazillion consoles because the thing keeps breaking down. So the fact that the PS4 is going to be built better, and the fact that it actually focuses on games, it seems like they're revving up the online. This thing's more like a PC. I think the PlayStation 4 is going to really be the better thing to go with, but I'm going to reserve my judgment. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring a notebook with me. Okay, I'm going to bring a notebook and I'm going to bring a pen. And I'd say Tuesday maybe I'll focus maybe on Microsoft. Wednesday I'll focus on Sony. And then Thursday I'll check out the other games like, you know, that'll be there. Now, the conference the showroom floor hours is pretty lenient, so it's not like I'll have to be I don't know, what's the word? It's not like I'll have to only focus on Microsoft for the whole time. Like, I'll have time to check out different things. The lines are probably going to be long for some of this stuff, so I'm going to make an effort to just wait it out. I'm going to show you, I don't know if you can see this, but, oh my god, it's heavy. This is what I'm going to be bringing around with me. This is actually my college backpack. I was going to use this is what I'm going to use for college, like for my, all my coursework material. But I'm actually storing my laptop and some of the electronic devices in this thing, such as my camera bag, this is my camera bag right here. I'll be using that to store my camera so I can film everything. I'll have extra memory cards and the batteries and charging cables. So I'm going to have all of that at the ready so I can just, you know, pop in memory cards and pop in external batteries or whatever I need when I need them. I think, yeah, I have a battery charging over there. So I'm charging, right now I'm charging all of my batteries, and I'm also wiping all data from the memory cards so that I can start fresh, so I don't have to delete stuff while I'm trying to film stuff at E3. That might be another thing I need to think about, because at these conferences, I know not every developer or publisher wants you filming their stuff, and I don't know what the policies are. The instructions I got from E3, there was nothing that said you couldn't film anything. So unless I'm told otherwise, like, I'm pretty much going to film anything I see at the conference. So I'm going to be careful. I'm going to be using this camera to do it. This thing looks like a camera. You know, most people don't assume that it'll film. I mean, I guess if you really looked, then you'd notice that it can film. But I'm going to try to make it not as obvious. I'll have this thing, just like when I go to other gaming conventions like PAX, I'll have the thing strapped around my neck. I'm going to probably, yeah, this strap right here, I'm going to use it, I'm going to loop it through the holes on the Sony camera, and I'll have it around my neck so it's easy. I'll have the badge and that around my neck so it's easy access, so I can just, if I want to record something, I just hit on and then I start filming. So that's the way I'm going to do it. If someone tells me to stop filming, I'll ask why, or is there a policy? Like, I'm going to seriously question if there's actually a policy that says you can't film. If it's a closed-door thing where it clearly says no taping, then that's obvious. But if it's on the showroom floor and, like, you can clearly see it just by walking by, then, like, I don't know why that would be a fucking issue. Another thing I'm looking forward to seeing at the conference is meeting other people. I've heard from some people that Angry Joe is going to be at this conference. Now, I don't really follow Angry Joe. I've heard of him, but I did watch his rant on the Xbox One the other day, his 2-part YouTube video on the Xbox One. It was pretty funny. He was making me laugh, and he had some good points. So I would be interested in meeting some of the bigger YouTubers. I don't really know if there are many partners going to E3. I don't know at all if any partners are going, because Machinima's not doing any promotions for E3 this year, probably because of all the layoffs they had. The only promotion they're doing is a CPM bonus. If you name any E3 video you upload that has this description in it, like, I'm doing this for a promotion, like, you get extra money on the video. So technically, because this video is a vlog about E3, I could technically put in the description, oh, I'm doing this for a Machinima promotion, then I'd get extra money on the video. Now, not that I do this for the money, that's not what I'm saying, but Machinima, that's the only promotion Machinima has. So I don't really think many partners are going to this event. Again, I was actually hoping that Phil and John Rambo, like they went last year, I was hoping they'd go this year. They're not, just because they're not doing any promotions for Machinima. It would have been cool to have them go with me and, you know, tour around and so we could all hang out together and take footage of the conference, but I guess it's just not going to happen this year. So that's that. So, going to E3 is big. It's the biggest conference ever. A lot of people, some of my friends on Facebook were saying that they were jealous of me going and stuff, and, it happened the way it did. I guess I got lucky meeting that woman who had that access. If I hadn't met her, I probably wouldn't be going. I know I wouldn't be going because Machinima wasn't doing jackrabbit shit for promotions this year, so I know I wouldn't be going. So it's fucking phenomenal that I'm able to go and that I have this opportunity. I'm going as an independent. I don't have to tell anybody that I'm uploading these videos because, I could say, oh, I'm a partner of Machinima, so I could technically represent Machinima, but I don't have to. Like, I'm not contracted by them. I'm not an agency employee, like I mentioned earlier. I'm going on my own volition to take my own footage to do what I want. It's very rare. Most people you're going to see at E3 this year are going to be, PR, public relations, communications, trying to, journalists, trying to get the inside scoop on these new consoles and where the money's going with what company. So, for someone like me walking around, just average Joe, that's going to be pretty significant. Now, I did see some people on YouTube saying that they were going to promote certain games. Like, one YouTuber said he's going to E3 to promote some Nintendo game, of all games to fucking promote. But, so, if there are YouTubers there, I guess I'll try to reach out to them. Which brings me to my point of these business cards. I still have these business cards. I made these business cards in 2012 when I was going to more conventions with my friends to hand out to people. These little business cards that have my little TheAireaidLord Machinima thing, my email, and my contact info. And then there's a picture of my novel on the back with my YouTube channel. So I will be bringing a good number of these. I think I have more than these, but I'm going to be putting them in that bag and handing them out just to anybody. I want to network. One of the big things I want to do at this conference is network with other YouTubers, with other conference people, with, just anyone, really. I mean, the gaming industry is an industry I'm actually interested in getting into in some way, shape, or form, maybe even for a career in the future. So this is a good opportunity to kind of get immersed, really, into it. And I think it's going to be great. And that also brings me to, I might bring a copy of my book just to show some people it's a pretty significant accomplishment outside of gaming. So there might be some people who are interested. They might spread the word. Maybe I might get it published through somebody because this is self-published. It's not published with like a big publisher. So I'm hoping maybe something I can do would work with, maybe I could show this to somebody. I could give it to somebody as like, just say, hey, check this out or whatever. It's really just whatever. Like, I'm not really going to say that, oh, I'm definitely going to see this person and get this access and get promotion. They're going to sponsor me. I'm going to get views. Well, that could happen. It could not happen. But I'm kind of just taking it with whatever. And I got to check the time on this. All right, 18 minutes. We're almost done. I don't have much else to cover. So that's pretty much it for E3. Being a gamer. I remember being a PC gamer back in, the late 90s, early 2000s. I was a PC gamer playing, Age of Empires and, all those real-time strategy games and Midtown Madness. There were a lot of different, Frogger. I remember playing, Cuber, and I played some old arcade games on the PC. Then the PlayStation 2 kind of changed my ideals for gaming. That was when I got Jak and Daxter, which is my favorite game series. That was the first console game I played, Jak and Daxter. Then once I had Jak and Daxter on the PlayStation 2, I kind of went back in time. Like, I got a PlayStation 1 and played Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. I believe my grandparents had a Nintendo 64, so I played some of the old games on that. But the thing is, the PlayStation 2 started it for me. Like, once I got the PlayStation 2, I'm like, oh, now I want to try these other console games, and that kind of spurred my interest. And then I was a PlayStation 2 fanboy for years and years and years. I did get an Xbox, or original Xbox. I guess we can't call it the Xbox One anymore. So I got an original Xbox late into its cycle, and then I played Halo 2 off of that because my friends, when I moved to Massachusetts, suggested I play Halo 2. I got really addicted to that game, and then that was pretty much why I bought the 360 before the PlayStation 3. Halo 3 was coming out for the 360, and I loved Halo 2 so much, I was like, dude, like, I gotta get Halo 3. Like, there's no way I can pass this up. And there were no games coming out on the PlayStation 3 I was even remotely interested in, so I'm like, fuck it. Like, why even bother buying the system? And I made the right decision. I'm happy with myself because over these past couple of years, I've made the right buying decisions for these consoles. Like, I didn't buy the PlayStation 3 when it first came out, when it cost $700, when there were no games for it, when it was a piece of shit with low hard drive space. I didn't do that. I was smart. I got the 360. My first 360 lasted me 3.5 years until it red ringed, then I got a new one. Then that system stopped reading discs. Then I had to get a Slim. Then my Slim just stopped working for whatever reason, if you remember that, in August 2012 when it just stopped working, and then I had to get it repaired. So even though the 360 has, broken down because it's a poorly built system physically, it still was the right decision because the online multiplayer and everything it offered with Xbox Live and the exclusives was way more than anything Sony was offering at the time. However, things are changing, and that's why this conference is big for me. I want to make the right decision. Is the PS4 better than the Xbox One, or is the Xbox One better than the PS4? Right now, it seems like the Xbox One is the worst console that's ever been made in the history of humans. So, that's what it's being made out to be. Perhaps in person I'll actually be able to see something more. I'll be able to try these consoles out, feel the controller in my hand, and say to myself, does this feel comfortable when I'm playing? Can I see myself consistently playing this console over a period of time? So, stuff like that. These are all questions I have right now that I'm hoping to get answered both in the conferences that'll be streamed over on the internet and also stuff that I'll see in person. But it really, in my head, I see myself getting the PlayStation 4 before the Xbox One. I just do. It looks like more games are being focused on it. It looks like the Xbox One is just a failure in how it's being marketed. And I just have a bad feeling about the Xbox One. And when I have a bad feeling about something, I just tend not to get it. Plus, it seems like it's going to be expensive. PlayStation 4 is going to be expensive, but like if I'm going to choose between these two consoles, like I've got to make the right decision. So right now I'm predicting the PlayStation 4 will be the console I get. I'll tell you after, when I come back from E3. So now here's how it's going to work. While I'm at E3, I will have my laptop with me. I'm going to have my old laptop. I'm not bringing my good laptop. My old laptop can still upload videos. I'm going to upload any vlogs I take on the conference room floor, or the showroom floor. And I'm going to upload them over the course of the day. I'll take as much footage as I possibly can. When I upload it, they might be really short clips, some long, some short. It really, it's however I do it. When I come back from E3, okay, I'm going to make... Now, I want to make like a reflection video, like a big reflection video telling everybody what I thought about the conference, what I saw, and my overall opinions. I was going to do this on my channel. I wanted to do like a podcast kind of video where I would talk about this with somebody. I had asked P-Dog if he wanted to do it with me, because last year, if you remember, he joined me just on Xbox talking about the conferences with me. We discussed back and forth the pros and cons. I offered the same idea to him this year, and he kind of gave me the, well, we'll see, I don't know, like that kind of fucking thing, and like, it's kind of hard for me to make plans if that's kind of the attitude I'm getting. So, because of that, I kind of went with somebody else, who you might remember if you're a longtime fan of me, Voodoo51292, who has this podcast series called Voodoo's Brew. I actually offered to be a guest on his brew to discuss my behind-the-scene access at E3. And before I continue, I just want to see the time. All right, we're still good. So I went to Voodoo and offered, and he said yes. So I believe we are filming that brew episode for his YouTube channel a week from tomorrow. So not a week from tomorrow. The following Tuesday, so not this Tuesday, the Tuesday after when I'm back here, I will be filming over Skype a podcast episode for his brew. And I will be discussing in full detail with him and his friend Brandon about the conference and everything I saw. And I'm going to try to give them the inside scoop and try to get them to make the right buying decision, because Voodoo and Brandon have YouTube channels, so they'll be able to tell their fans what the right decision is with these consoles and stuff. So, I would have liked to have made my own podcast video discussing this for my own YouTube channel, make money on my own channel, but I don't feel like doing it alone. P-Dog really hasn't been that responsive in wanting to do a video with me. Like, I've tried, and it's just, I've been getting either the silent treatment or a combination of, I don't know, I'm busy. You know, he just got his Elgato. His final exams are this week, so he has no more after that, but I don't know. He's just being difficult for whatever fucking reason. I have no idea, but, so I guess, unfortunately, due to him really not wanting to do it with me, I'm forced to kind of do it with other people. It's unfortunate. I don't know if I have anyone else to do it with, honestly. I could ask Phil, but I know Phil will probably have his own thing for his channel, and his fans won't really take lightly to that. I don't know. I'll see. If there's somebody else I can do it with, I will, but as of now, the only way you'll hear me give my overall opinions of E3 will be in this vlog for Voodoo's channel. And I will link his channel in the description. I know we had a falling out in early 2012, but we've moved past that. We were way more civil. We've kind of moved past that bad period, and we're on a good spot. We're on a good key. So I'm happy about where we're going with this footage and stuff, and it's good to finally reconnect with him. So, okay, that is it. I am very tired. Very tired because I stayed up late last night. I don't know why. I'm an idiot. I have to get sleep for, you know, getting up early tomorrow. So I'm going to get all this stuff packed. I'm going to upload this video. This will be the last video on my, like, the most recent upload before I start making vlog footage. Most of my clothes and stuff are packed in this suitcase right here, which you can't see. I showed you my bag with my laptop and top and cords in it. And then there's the camera bag's also got some accessories and some other little stuff. So, all right, we are pretty much good. So, yeah, so thanks, and I will see you guys at E3. We will be in California next time next time you see footage of this camera. We will be in California. That is ridiculous, but I am definitely looking forward to it. So, thank you for watching. 27 minutes. Wow, I actually did too bad with the video. Oh, also, I guess I can do this with the sunglasses. Yeah, I'll be wearing these sunglasses to California. I actually got these in April when I went to California for that club I was talking about. So why not bring these glasses back to the place where I bought them and kind of just tour around with these. If I went to E3 with these being like, Xbox One, always on, give me your reasoning. Like, just go up to the fucking executives and just taunt them with these fucking glasses. That'd be silly, so. Alright. Peace out, and I hope you enjoy the footage coming this week. I am very excited, and I hope you are too. Thanks, guys.